What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of BTV Weekly, where we get to break down some news for y'all that has been going on over this whole week, and we can talk about the most outlandish stuff to some simple stuff, but it's really our choice as we go along. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this podcast. And I got Kay Lexi on here with me. So what's happening, lady?
Hey, what's good, man? Hey, we got some stuff to talk about. It's been a couple days. I said a couple days, I said a couple weeks since we've been tapped in. Shout outs to Lady the Messy One. She normally joins us. But yeah, all is well my way. It's a lot to talk about.
Yeah. So I guess the first one we're going to talk about is this whole Glorilla situation that has seemed to explode heavier than I thought it would. I didn't think. Look, when I first heard about it, I didn't think it was going to be this wild until she made it to TMZ. I was like, wait a minute. You know what I mean?
I just seen that video today. Like, oh girl, I'm like, is that TMZ? And oh girl, you know how like you got to make sure it wasn't chopped in. I was like, no, she really on here.
Yeah. And if anyone isn't aware of this, so Glorilla is a hip hop rapper, artist, whatever she likes to go by, but she has a sibling who has decided to come out and bash her younger sister and say that she doesn't do anything for the family. She doesn't help anyone out. She's out here being a millionaire while everybody else is broke and struggling. So, from your perspective, what do you think about someone who is coming up? They make it big. Are they actually designated or required to take care of their family?
All right. So I shared a video with you, you and Lady, where it was a gentleman and he provided some feedback on this. And he was like, why is it, for example, when they go to a black person that just made it, they'd be like, hey, what's the first thing you gonna do with your new money? Basically, I'm bought my mama a house. They was like, they don't ask white folks, what's the first thing you gonna do? So it's almost like an expectation type of thing. So if you don't do what's in that cookie cutter situation, then you in the wrong. And Glorilla is one of those situations. The first thing she didn't do, I guess, was cash them out. But then also, my answer is this: if it's an order to things, if you make it and you got the money to spend, that's the whole thing. Do she have the money, the liquidated assets to give? Because she might not have it to give.
Yeah, exactly.
She might be living a world of perks and paybacks on money that hasn't been earned yet. So if somebody come up on money, the first people you cash out is the people that helped you professionally along the way. Because you got to pay your debts. You know what I'm saying? Professionally, because that's keeping the good relationships going to be able to sustain some type of generational wealth, like the gentleman was saying. So if you want me to sustain, you want me to cash out this little $100,000 I got, or do you want me to invest this $100,000 I got? And do I need to tell you that I'm investing the money? Or they could have been like the Jacksons. How come it wasn't a family thing? It's like that little story when it say, come on, let's all do this. Because anybody that know me, and let's put this on the record, anything I've been doing, I've been trying to bring any and everybody I know into it.
Facts.
Okay? So when I get that bag, there are certain family members that actively contributed to my growth. Those gonna be the first ones I cash out. Let that be known. So, getting to like the TMZ or the her interviews, where they're talking about, we struggling, we this, we that. My first question was, why didn't y'all come up with something collectively during y'all struggle over the last 15, 20 years?
Yeah.
So it's like I could sum it up as you ain't put in on this, man.
Straight up. So I'm gonna break down some of the issues she's had, right? And I'm gonna show you the ones that were debunked. Well, I can't show you, but I'll explain which ones are debunked. She doesn't do anything for their mother because the mother is still working at FedEx right now. First one. She doesn't help out with the family members. She doesn't help me. I've been quiet for 4 years. I haven't said anything. Yes, I'm entitled to something because I grew up struggling with her. So she does owe me. That's another statement that was made on TMZ. And a lot of them have been debunked because what people don't know, because Glorilla keeps her family stuff quiet, there's 10 of them, 10 children. The sister that's going out, her name is Scarface, or she goes by Scarface. But a lot of them have been calling her Brorilla because of her being a stud. So they've been calling her Brorilla. She's number 5 on the out of the children. Glorilla is number 8. So you are the older sister saying that your younger sister should be helping take care of you. So I just want that to sit there and let that resonate, right?
Okay.
Because from my perspective, I'm like, she got the Cain spirit all through her, the Cain and Abel situation. Because you made a very good point. If this person is blowing up, she's a rapper, what's your talent? Why ain't you working with her? You didn't ask for a job? Hey, let me get on. Or if you're a rapper, go make your album, have her check it out, and then be like, what A&Rs do I need to send this to? You know, hey, let me pay you for a feature. You know what I'm saying? One of the interviews, she was like, yeah, my sister said, give me your Cash App. She like, man, I was finna quit my job right there. How much do you think she Cash Apping you? You don't want to work. You just want somebody to take care of you. That's why you was like, oh, I'm finna quit my job because she finna Cash App me. What did she tell you a number? No. Right. So this is where the debunking comes in. So she retired her dad, bought him a brand new car, tried to retire the mother, but the mother prefers to work. That's why she's at FedEx. Because she don't want to just sit at the house. They bought a brand new house. I mean, the Gloden bought a house for people. Like one of the other brothers came out and he was just losing it. He was like, the only reason she don't mess with you is because of the things that you did to her. Yep. No one's addressed that yet. They were literally saying, whoever this guy was, he didn't show his face. He was like, they what did she say? She still would love to work with you. The problem is you tried to get her locked up on a gun charge. I was like, now how true that is, I don't know. But like I said, she has a jealous spirit because she like, I'm looking at the big screen and you on there with your boyfriend, Brandon Ingram. I'm like, oh, that's jealousy.
That's what that sounds like.
Everything she's been talking about is pure jealousy. Because no one, I'm like, the stuff you complaining about seem like you need to argue with your mama about. Not your younger sister. You supposed to take care of us. Look, if you was eating roaches or rats or whatever, you need to go fuss at your mama. Mama, you owe me for this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fine, have that conversation, but not with your younger sibling. You're supposed to be rooting for him. You're supposed to be happy for him. You know, and then try to improve on that. You know?
Yeah, I agree because now, like, yeah, I said who you should look out for in the beginning.
Yeah,
but it doesn't mean that I'm not gonna look out. I guess like the way me and my siblings and my family is. Somebody get a lump sum of money, be it an insurance thing or whatever. We cash our mother out amount, and then we give all the siblings basically the same amount.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just something within how we were raised. So, you know, looking deeper into the situation, it depends on their family dynamic. My family dynamic is one, eat, we all eat. But then also part of that is you can't get mad if your brother eating steak and you eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
At least you got food.
Yeah, because you were sleeping while everybody else was working.
So let me address this. Sorry. I want people that's watching this to understand something. Most rappers are broke. Flat out. They get an advance. And an advance is nothing but a loan from your job. You have to pay that back. Whether all that jewelry they're wearing, all the cars they're showing, more than likely this came from advances. And then they have to pay that back based on album sales, streams, whatever. If they don't make that money back, guess what? They're in debt. So then the next time the next song or the next album comes out, they're still in debt. This has been going on since the 90s. They explain to you how far in debt you are. And being a female rapper is actually more expensive because of maintenance for how they look, from their hair to their makeup to their clothing. The traveling is different for women, so the price is different. So I'm telling you, all of y'all thinking that she got all this money and begging for it, trust me, she may not have it. TLC was the best example. Remember, they waterfalls and all of that, and they were selling millions of records, and they all made like 20 grand that year each. They were still sleeping on their mama's couches because people don't understand how it works with advances. They don't understand how that money works in the music industry, so that's something I want to clarify for everybody. People just think that they automatically have money, they got all this money. No, there's a lot of debt on the back end that people don't get to see. But in order to keep the illusion up, they're hiring people to make them look glamorous. Because if they look like they did on a regular, they'd be like, man, I don't want to be an artist.
Yeah.
This person been rapping for 5 years and singing for 5 years, and I done seen that same shirt at least every week. Then it would get rid of the illusion and the allure of wanting to be an artist. Nobody would sign up for it. So do you have anything that you want to add more to this Bro-Rilla, sister?
And I mean, on the other side of it too, I mean, it could just be Glorilla could be human and she could be a selfish human too. It just be like flat out be like, nah, y'all not getting nothing. Because even looking at as far as when you think about other celebrities like Shaq and stuff that said, yeah, I'm rich, my kids ain't. What's the difference between that? And to me, it shows a lot in Bro-Rilla's character to even put her sister on blast like that. Because one, it sounds like you're still in communication with her. So this is something that could have been discussed behind closed doors, and just how you feel is how you feel. And number two, I feel like I never heard of this sister. If the sister would have been moving right, let me ask you this. I digress on that one. But if the sister was moving right, we would have known who the sister was from her pushing and promoting her sister so hard.
Yeah.
We should have been seeing all of these people promoting her. You know what I'm saying?
I never seen her from the first video on. You've never seen her. Now they did show videos of them like at an event or something, and she had her with her. But as far as anywhere in music, I ain't seen nothing about this girl, which means that there's something you're not doing.
Yeah.
Which is why you're not there.
Yeah. So I would just say this in my closing statement. There's family members and friends that genuinely support you throughout your struggle. So my announcement to everybody out there, you got a family, friend, or a loved one that has a business they trying to get off the ground, have a podcast, anything. If you can't use their services, the minimal thing you could do is share. Share it, refer people to them, because that's a contribution or investment into them. But if you can't even minimally do that, don't expect nothing at the end of the day. It's on that person's heart to be generous like that or not. Because they may be thinking more on the investment side. Let me invest this money so we can have something down the line when my buzz fades. So for anybody that know me, let me tell you now, if you ain't helping me along this journey, don't ask me for nothing when it comes. Don't.
With the slow blinks afterwards. But and there's another thing too, the idea or the sense of entitlement is a very dangerous thing, because when you expect from other people before you expect for yourself, it can be a muddy hole that you can never get out of.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's gonna suck you down eventually, and then all you're gonna do is wallow in your own excuses for why everybody else sucks and why you didn't make it. Oh man, they're the reason I didn't make it, and it's like, really,
That
there's a guy,
attitude,
there's a
that
guy named
personality is the reason you ain't make it.
there's a guy named Crank Lucas. He's been watching her. He was like, she's hilarious. He was like, she needs to stop talking about her sister and branch over and just talk about day-to-day stuff. He was like, I
That's a
guarantee
good
she'll
idea.
blow up. He was like, it's just her attitude, just the way she talks, and she's like the female finesse 2 times. He was, he
Yeah.
was putting out ideas for her, and they beefing right now because finesse told her, he was like, shut up. And she been on his neck too. You know what I mean? So it's people have,
Oh my God.
what I realized is that people really have talents, but they don't know how to use them. They don't know where to go. And instead of trying it, they would rather say you should have.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
that's where they have to start being more accountable for themselves. Like, I'm not gonna blame you for what I didn't actually push out myself.
Right.
But so that's the end of that topic. Next topic, Sha'Carri Richardson. Did you see the video of her being pulled over?
I seen part of it.
Okay.
Part of it. It wasn't something. I was secondhand embarrassed. Now let me say this, because I be having weird thoughts. So it was like, yeah, she tried to outrun the police or something?
Mm-mm.
She
No.
just she was speeding.
Yeah,
Well,
she was reckless driving. She was in and out of whoop, 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 at 100+ miles per hour. Whoop, 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 telling people to get over. All of this, just don't know where she was going, but she was in a rush to go nowhere. And when the cop pulled her over, he said, "Look, why are you smiling?" He was like, he was recklessly driving. He named off everything she did because she jumped in front of him. Oh yeah, I saw the dash cam. You see her vroom and go in front of him. He's like, she's really gonna do this. Like, he was like, all right, let's see what you're gonna do. Oh, she really just jumped in front of me. Oh wow, she's really doing that. And he followed her and pulled her over and told her, you going to jail. Off the rip. He was like, you're going to jail for all of these reasons. And she was like, oh, well, my back tire. Oh, I don't know. I was going that fast. And he was just like, hey, yo, she was trying to come with every excuse. Like, when you're about to get a whooping, you just, and you just be naming off anything you can think of. She was doing that.
You know what? The only the only answer you could give to the police after you get caught single-handedly, like going through shit, if that would have been me, the police be out my window, ma'am, do you know? I would have just simply, he wouldn't have got that out. I got a shit. I'm trying not to shit.
Who's in it? Or jump? I got a poo.
I got a poo. For real. That is the way I would get out of it. No understanding. I just I mean, for real. I would take the ticket. Like, come on, man. Just
no, he was like, you're going to jail. Like, there was no ticket to be had.
That's because
in Florida.
She didn't just say that. She didn't just say that from start. Soon as that window should have came down, she should have damn near yelled that out the window. I gotta poop. Come on. Yeah, like, for real. But, and if you take me to jail, I'm shitting in your car. Just to prove to you I had to poop.
Now, question. Now, with Sha'Carri, do you think that she's spiraling because she's gotten too many passes? Or what do you think it is about her where she keeps ending up in these very strange situations? She's had issues with people on airplanes. She's had the issue with the marijuana, which I don't really care for. People can deem it how they want. But then jumping on her boyfriend at the airport, and now this within a 6-month period. So what are your thoughts on that?
So, all right. One, she is an athlete. I think with all of these different situations, we have to look at what industry they're in, because there's certain expectations and certain histories. So, as you mentioned, as far as her getting possibly too many passes beyond, if she's been a training athlete most of her life, let's think about school, you know what I'm saying? And just throughout your life, because, oh, she's promising and that, all of that. She's had a life. It's not like a artist that just got discovered. Because she always had something in front of her, I do believe she's gotten away with a lot. This is just the things that we know of.
Mm.
What about the stuff that she might get by with on a day to day? And that's why she's so comfortable being that way, especially a Black woman in America. Sis, have you looked in the mirror? This ain't the time nor
Yeah,
the
to be
place.
pulling stunts. Yeah, like why are you pulling a stunt now? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then but yeah, I think that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's yeah, she young and dumb.
Because I thought, when I watched her do her apology video for jumping on her dude, because this was the cold thing. So you beating him up in the airport. Mind you, she's blaming him. You really called them on me? You're gonna do this to me? It was like, he ain't do nothing. We saw you on video. We got calls from people just watching this happen. You're going to jail, buddy. She was trying to get him thrown in jail.
So look at this. I say this all the time. I think I had a conversation with somebody the other day about this in regards to R. Kelly. What is she famous for? Running. Didn't say that she was a peaceful person, a sane person, even a role model. Even Charles Barkley summed that up back in the day.
Yep.
Now where my area of disappointment comes in is if it is outside of my expectations of you within your professional space. It's a lot of drunks, alcoholics, perverts, that's famous celebrities. Why do we be shocked when they end up in Epstein files and certain stuff? Because we've only looked at them within these certain spaces.
Yeah. What is it? We create an illusion for them. Like we make sure, like we make it where we think that they're just holier than thou.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like with R. Kelly, he made some good, nasty music. You ain't think he practiced on some stuff?
Facts. Because where you gonna get the music from?
Yeah, he ain't no virgin writing it.
Yeah, he had some inspiration. You ain't lying.
So I mean, like with Sha'Carri, it'd be like, man, now if
hold on, wait, I gotta say this just because you brought it. R. Kelly was telling on himself for decades. If you really listen to that music, he been telling on himself. Age ain't nothing but a number.
Yeah. Yeah.
Keep it on the down low.
Yeah, coming out the closet.
Show me some ID.
Yeah. Yep. You right. You right.
I'm
And
telling
you know what? Maybe next week we gotta talk because the chick from the video came out.
Yeah.
So let's follow up on that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna have to actually watch that interview because I haven't gotten a chance yet. Okay, but I saw it, and from
but we ain't gonna talk about it on here. We're gonna save it for next week.
Yeah.
We're gonna say, but with Sha'Carri, now I will be disappointed in her if she were utilizing performance enhancing drugs.
Yeah.
Or if she was cheating or something in the scope of the sport. Outside of that, same thing like a football player. If he smacked the shit out of the concierge at the hotel, he's not out here. He's not a motivational speaker. He's not a pastor. He hits people with his body for a living. People, we need to arrange our expectations.
You make a valid point. I was like, as soon as you said, I'm like, yeah, that's like when the baby was beating people up. It was like in his music, he talks about unaliving people. Him choking somebody out doesn't seem too far stretched. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Now, speaking of people within a professional capacity, I'm sorry, we could go ahead and use that to lead into the next topic. You know what I'm saying? Now, I just want to say this, when you take a certain oath of office, there comes certain ethical and reasonable expectations on what you communicate. You kind of, if you do feel some type of way personally, it shouldn't mingle with what you're doing professionally. And that's my disclosure as far as with that. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm talking about the video with the Obamas as monkeys.
Yep, that one.
So
So, if you're not aware, we're gonna bridge you in. So, the president released a video on his Twitter that he later took down 12 hours later. The reason I'm saying that is because it's important. Where it shows the Lion King theme music and AI generated videos of all of these politicians on the heads of animals. Now, he claims that Stafford did it. He only saw the first part, so on and so forth. But if you look at the entirety of the video, everybody he dislikes was on the worst animals. The Obamas were on apes. Whoopi Goldberg was the head of a hippopotamus. Another lady was on the head of a pig. I'm telling you, like, these were very like specific animals that were being chosen. All of the good ones that he gets along with were like the heads of elephants, birds, but all of the ugly animals was everybody he disliked. And I'm sorry, people can say, oh, it's not racism and all of that. Everybody knows for the last 100+ years they've been calling the quote unquote Negro monkey. So if you want to play this woefully ignorant game, you can play it. But stop acting like you don't know what's happening. Because I saw one of my homeboys, he posted pictures of him with black people hugging him and all of that stuff, saying Donald Trump isn't racist, all of this stuff. And he was like, he obviously can't hate black people if he's hugging and kissing them and stuff. I was like, slave owners impregnated their slaves and they still hated them. I'm like, what's the difference? Just because I'm willing to do something nice here, at the core of my being, do I really care about y'all? It shows in how he handles stuff. And I gotta ask this question. I don't know what Barack did to this man, but he obviously can't stand him. I don't know. Maybe Barack hit him with a jumper or something. And he was like, I hate you forever. And he just go for the gusto every chance he gets when it comes to him. I don't know what it is.
I feel the answer to it, without maybe going, without me knowing anything, it could be the fact that the way Obama handles situations, he handles things with finesse. He doesn't, get out of his hookup. He do it with finesse. Yeah. And so with that being said, that's something we need to learn to do more as a people, because there will be, and always have been, and probably always will be, jabs such as that video to try and provoke us. Certain things, it'd be like, bro, I'm not gonna get angry. You know what I'm saying? But guess what I'm not gonna do? You lost some points with me, bro. And then also, are we being overly sensitive? Like the chick that was a pig, was she heavy set? Could that also rile up, plus size people? Like, why did she have to be the pig? Why she couldn't be the giraffe? And then the person that's the giraffe, was that a short person to where the, short people could be? How come, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes certain things, not necessarily this, but I do hope that we can start looking at things with a different eye, different perspective. Let's not be overly sensitive. Be aware. Take note. But then not, well, the word I'm looking for is hypersensitive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't be overly emotional. Like, okay, they said it. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna watch that. All right, I got you now. I know where you stand. You know what I mean?
And the reason a lot of times people do things that they do because they've seen it work or get a reaction in the past. Stop giving it a reaction. You know what I'm saying? Because if he get paid from Twitter, every time we repost that or hashtag or something like that and everything, that's still helping him out.
Yeah, and the question I ask is, why now? Why would he drop that video when, dealing with the files, everything's being under scrutiny, and then you drop this video? Let me take their mind off of what's happening over here.
Man, that's a good thing. It is alignment. It always be the distractions.
Yeah.
Because going back to what I said earlier, expectations. Why do we expect certain individuals to do human, decently things? We already know it's, you know what I'm saying? Just watch the shit show. That's the only thing we could do is watch the shit show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Be standing up there with our little plastic, like we at Niagara Falls and shit like this, and be like, "Yep, here he come." You know,
Oh man.
like
But
for real.
I think the thing that gets under a lot of people's skin, I talk about the 6 and 9 situation. Depending on what angle you're looking at it, is either a 6 or a 9, and people will argue that instead of being like, "All right, let me walk over here and see why you're seeing it this way. Let me
Mm-hmm.
find out why you're only seeing it that way." And now it's like, come on, man. Like I'm getting to that stage now where it's just like I don't even want to. What am I going to argue? What am I debating about right here? He posted it for a reason, got rid of it. If you expect him to apologize, you're insane because he's not apologizing to anybody. He's not taking accountability. He's going to spin the narrative and talk about some other stuff because he brought up voter fraud. I'm like, dude, you won. Why are you still talking about voter fraud? It's like he always brings this up in a conversation. I'm just like, oh, you won. Like, give me something else to talk about. Why is food still high? Why am I seeing Arby's trying to offer a $7 meal? Like that's really a food cut price. It's not. Bring me back to the 5.55s.
Right, 39-cent biggie.
Why is McDonald's talking about real beef? 100% real beef now.
What was it?
You gotta pay $15 for a Happy Meal. What are we talking about right now? I'm sick of this. Don't be telling me all this other stuff. I don't care about voter fraud when I can't afford a McDonald's meal. You know what I'm saying? What are we talking about?
I'm too hungry to vote.
You know?
I'm weak.
Even when you get the coupons in the mail, man, it ain't even enough. We'll be like, here, we got this deal. It'll be like $25 for like a 3 thing. And I'm like, man, this ain't enough.
You and your neighbors got to go in on it. But I'm telling you, with him,
then the fries is garbage. You gonna give me a coupon for garbage fries?
That's how you know you're over 35. That right there. When we do when we put this on BTV, I'm gonna put a graphic countdown to over 35 meltdown. In the water. Yeah. Let me tell you about the water.
You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm telling you, man, I'm too old for this. I care about premium prices and co-pays and stuff. I got to pay attention to everything. But when that mortgage bill come up, it's real. You know what I'm saying?
Oh God. But going back to old buddy though, the thing is, why do he do it? Man, we dealing with a 7-year-old. A 7-year-old with a bunch, imagine this, a 7-year-old with a bunch of siblings, both older and younger. And like, and we'll just say you're on a family vacation, so you want to add in the cousins too, aunts and uncles.
Mm-hmm.
And he's surrounded by some great people, but he's not as great. But what he gets attention for is chaos. Why do he do it? Because when he does it, he gets attention. He doesn't care what kind of, he wants a pat on the back. He wants to be, but sometimes you just gotta be like that. Just call him can't get right. You know what I'm saying? And that's why. Once again, expectations. You know what I'm saying? Is he gonna do something else probably before the end of the month? Yep, probably. Yeah, he's probably doing something right now as we speak.
I agree.
Is there anything that would shock me with him? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
He has done some things that I thought was very compassionate, whether it was genuine or not. you know. But my thing is, but then also, okay, play devil's advocate. Come on, man. Black folks mock white folks like crazy.
Oh yeah.
All the time. So now here we go with the hypersensitive, like how they was talking about, like with white girls, white chicks, or whatever. So so that's
But
is it
see,
like
I'll give you this. All right, so you had white chicks, but then you had Tropic Thunder. Robert Downey was a dude playing a dude who's playing another dude.
And nobody never said, I never really heard them.
Everybody loves it. I have not found one person that's been upset about that. You know what I mean? White Chicks was the only thing that I can think of, like big screen wise, where it was done in reverse. Mostly it was blackface for a long time. You know, with the minstrel shows, all of that, all the way through history till now. It's like, all right, it's played out. You know what I mean? That's why people be like, man, just hire the people to do that role. We don't need someone that makes their face up. There's talented people in all these races. Let them get in, you know, because the whole movie, there's a couple movies coming out right now that people are up in arms about, you know, because Lupita Nyong'o, she's supposed to be Helen of Troy, and people are mad about that. There's like, Helen is white, you know what I mean? But because there's a black person playing that, people feel a way about that. But people started showing Gods of Egypt, where you had Christian Bale as Moses, and you had God, he played in Terminator, the more recent ones, but he played the Pharaoh. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, go look up Gods of Egypt. You're gonna be like, seriously? You know what I mean? I'm telling you, it's wild. Because there's always been white folks that's played other races since film started, you know. So it's just one of those situations where, like you said, it's an oversensitive reaction to things. Like, even when I'll give you a prime example. After Chadwick Boseman passed, people were like, retire Black Panther. No one should ever be Black Panther after that. I was like, that makes no sense. We have had 20 different Batmen since he started. We've had multiple
Superman and Christopher Reeves died.
Yeah, we've had multiple James Bonds. So we get one black character, one good time, and people are like, retire him. No, keep hiring him over and over. keep running it until they can't hire another black person to act.
Yeah, just don't make him a short Irish man. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? give me somebody from Tubi if you got to. Go find somebody on BTV on telephone, pull them up, and make them T'Challa. That's all I'm saying, because you're not the manager. Shout out to the plug for that. You know what I mean? BTV, baby, go check it out. You know what I'm saying?
I can't wait for the next episode of Telephone, though.
Yes,
Shout
sir.
out.
So you got anything you want to add before we hop off?
Man, everybody needs to download BTV. If you can't download it on Roku TV or Amazon Fire, go to the BTV. It's a little black box at the top. Click live and you can see our live programming, or at the top of my page too, Lexi Connects. But other than that, hey, if y'all got some topics y'all would like us to discuss, or you might see something, you could post it on the BTV page, or you could inbox us, you know, and hey, we welcome to talk about it. And if you want to join us sometimes and talk to us, hey, we could do that too.
I like it. So who you got for the Super Bowl?
Seahawks.
Okay. Don't say it like that. That's who I decided to run with. I think I might lean towards the Patriots because of one thing. What is the biggest thing in all sports? It's about the storyline.
Yeah. And the Patriots, Bill Belichick.
No, it's not Bill Belichick.
I mean, that's why I used to like the Patriots.
But the head coach now used to play under Belichick and won a championship under him. Now he's the head coach of the same team playing in the Super Bowl. First time it's happened in history.
Wow.
So that leads me to believe storyline, narrative, they might take it.
Man, I gotta check. I gotta download the updated script for the NFL season and see. Because I did see. Did you see that advertisement or the something that the NFL released? and the top 4 quarterbacks that was closest to the arena is the top 4 teams that actually went, like forward. So yeah, I'm gonna check and see. So if anybody got any suggestions, I need to know because I gotta place my bet by 5. So let me know. But I really want to go with the Patriots, but Alex want to go with the Patriots, and we got to bet. We got to bet. So I really hope the Seahawks win. Ooh, it'll be a great anniversary.
Nice. Well, thank y'all to whoever came on and jumped on with us. Thank you, K Lexi. Hey, this is BTV Weekly. We're going to keep up with this. So every week we're going to come with some new topics for you, whether old or new. And look, anybody that's joining in, we appreciate it very much. Hey, get with the squad, man. Check us out on BTV, Roku TV, Amazon Fire. Telling you, this is real legit content creators, not the ones that's getting hired on by ad placements and they part of the plugs and they just got 1 million viewers just because they stepped up. We really grassroots with it, so you definitely want to get involved while it's still growing and it's not a giant tree already.
For sure.
Don't be a bandwagon fan. Be the one that's right there from the beginning. You feel me?
Come on in. Join the Mini Mike's Media and Production Coalition. And also shout outs to X Squad DJs. We'll holler at y'all later.
You have a good one now. Peace.
All right.